shut up, Jody. You're just trying to make me feel good.
Take it, Joe. First question, Jody Shelley.
I don't need it.
John, what kind of impact does this have on a team like this, a trade like this?
Well, it is, you build your team, it's from the goaltender right on up. And to add a kid of this stature and the upside and what he brings, I think it's huge for the organization. We give up a quality player, and you're going to have to. To bring in quality, you have to give up quality. But that position on the back end, it's such an important position if you want to sustain and be competitive in this league. I think it's a really good move for this organization.
Can you speak to how you're going to have to play up front now, the forwards? Does it become more of a committee scrap for goals? Is it more balanced now? Does it have to be? How do you get by?
Well, it gives, like I've talked to Bill already, it puts him into a third-line center spot right now, and it gives him more of an opportunity to bring in some offense. I have other centers. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Nick Foligno can play center. Jens can play center. There's a lot of different situations you can come up with here. Anderson's here. He gets an opportunity. It's someone that I have a true interest in, has played very well down in the minors. Tremendous reports down there in the minors. Gives another kid. We get two kids brought into our lineup here, which I think is very important for our club, is the youth. And so there's a lot of different scenarios. We'll let it play out, and we'll see how it works. We certainly wish the best for Joey. It's a good situation for Joey going to Nashville, and Nashville getting Joey. I hope it really works well for him. He's a good kid, and but for the situation we're in and the situation they're in, I think it's good for both clubs.
Coach, how much have you seen from Seth before this? What stood out to you, and then maybe just first impressions on the ice today?
Yeah, I know you're going to ask me those questions. I want him to play. I don't want to put any expectations. I've watched him on film. I watch him on the ice here today. I mean, that's a kid that takes up a lot of space. You can see his skill level. Played in an organization, very well coached, some really good players around him. I'm not going to get too far into critiquing him. I just want him to play. He's going to be put in more spots here than he has been in Nashville, just because of the depth of their position there in Nashville. So we're really anxious to see him play, and we'll answer those questions as we go down the road.
Not asking this as a means to get you to evaluate the trade, really. But as a coach,
but really, you are.
No. Just purely from the perspective of the one player, 23-year-old centerman. As a coach, do you long or do you miss the opportunity to mold the player as you want it to? I know that excites you.
Yeah. I when I came here, I know that was a big part of my job is with some of the youth in this team to teach. Not just the X's and O's, but understanding what it is to be a pro, the preparation that's needed, the conditioning that's needed. Sure, Joey's a good player, and as I said, there is so much there in that kid. Did I want to be part of that? Yes, I was part of it for just a little bit, and I think that days we've made strides with him. Other days it went backwards. Other days it was in neutral, as it always is with kids. So I love that part of the job. But we have a 21-year-old defenseman, and in this league, defenseman, right-hand shot defenseman at 21, and what he can bring to this team, it's monstrous as far as you look to the future of this club. So, and again, for both teams, that's a team that's looking for scoring. All teams are looking for that number one center. But right now, this club here, we are, and the best way to build your team is right through that goalie, right through your back end, and work right up the gut of your ice. You can't look by this type of situation. And are we going to look at some nights and Joey light it up in Nashville and say, man, he's playing well? Yeah. But that's part of it. That you can't lock yourself into that. We know he's going to be a good player, but we really are excited about the guy we brought in. It's quality for quality here. It's a good hockey trade. That's what this is. You don't see many of these. And it's a good one-on-one trade and helps both teams. Doesn't happen too often in the National Hockey League anymore.
Now, who will you pair him with, Seth, with tomorrow night? And will you kind of do it experimentally?
Yeah,
as the game
we're going to
goes on?
start him with Murr. I can give you that. We're going to start him with Murr. We'll put Savvy back with Jack. Our third pair is probably going to be Toots and Cody. That's the way we'll start the game. We'll see what we go with from there. He'll get some power play time. He's going to kill penalties. He's a young man that, with the tutelage of Lavi out there and that organization and the defenseman, Weber, those people around him, I'm sure he's gotten quite a bit of teaching there. So they play a little bit of a different system than us as far as in our end zone and in the neutral zone. That's something we've already talked to him about and showed him some clips today. We don't want to fill him with too much information. We just want him to play. We'll give him a foundation, and we'll see where it goes as far as pairs.
Great.
You want to talk to him, don't you?
We do.
Yeah? Okay, I'll get out of here.
I'll be back with Josh.
Delayed reaction.
No, I know Lou. That was intentional. I just want to say I wanted to take you.
Gotcha.
have a question, I'll ask you to identify yourself and who you're with, just so we can start to learn who's who. There'll be a quiz after.
Perfect.
Seth, Aaron, Torts on Columbus Dispatch. Welcome to Columbus.
Huh?
Welcome to Columbus.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Sorry, I didn't understand that.
What, just you've been acclimated here for probably 12 hours or so. What are your initial thoughts, and what have you gone through in the last 12 hours to get settled in here?
Yeah, it came as a kind of a bit sudden, and I had a couple hours in Nashville to get some things together and head here last night, and I got a good night's sleep, and came here to practice today, and excited to kind of get on the road and start playing games here.
What have they told you about your role with this team? They've talked about special teams, a bigger responsibility. What have they specifically told you?
Well, they just told me that. Hi, Craig. They told me that I should be prepared for a few more minutes. I was playing in Nashville, and a little bit more opportunity, like you said, power play and penalty kill, and I'm very excited for that role that I'm going to get, and I think I'm ready. And they've made it pretty clear that they're going to throw a little bit more at me that I've been used to getting. So, like I said, I'm excited and I'm ready to take on that challenge.
Seth, Kayla Anderson, 10 TV Sports here in Columbus. When you talk about your bigger role here, what that's going to be, talk about, though, what you learned from some of the guys you were playing under in Nashville that you can bring here, like Shea Weber, for instance.
Yeah, and that guy specifically, Shea Weber, I first came into the league when I got drafted, and I actually lived with him for a month in preseason and the first month of the season. And so he took me in, and, over the past 2.5 years, he almost was like a father figure in a way. I was texting back and forth a little bit, and, last night, and, he said that he felt like I was his son, even though he's not that old. So we had a great relationship, and I learned a lot from him off the ice and how to be a leader of a team. And he showed me, through example and on the ice, like you said. By example, he gave it his all every night. He knew how to lead the team on the ice, and he did that through his play. And going down the list there, Roman Josi, having had a great year last year, I learned a lot offensively from him, and that was a great decor. I had a lot of great relationships there. And Phil Housley, the coach, had a relationship with him before I was in Nashville. With World Juniors in Russia, I won a gold with him. So I had all the tools and resources there. It was an unbelievable time, and I learned a lot when I was there for 2 years.
Hi, Seth. Dave Metzel from Fox Sports Ohio. Welcome to town. You're 21 years old. First time you've gone through this. What has the experience of being traded been like for you? I know it's not even 24 hours old yet, but is it about what you'd imagined or different?
You know what? You sign up for this, and you when you come into the league and you know how it works, but it's hard to prepare for it, and you can't really plan for it. So when I got the call, obviously you have mixed emotions and things are flying in and out of your head. But my family was there, and we packed my things up, and I came right here, so I didn't have much time to think about it, and I don't think I'm going to. I'm excited to be here, and it's nice to kind of turn the page and look at a new chapter in my career and start here fresh.
Seth, I think having Shea Weber and Yossi and those guys there maybe allowed you to exist in a comfort zone in Nashville. Where I think the expectation is it might be different here in terms of you being that guy. How excited are you for that? How much pressure is there on you for the new sort of way that people look at you here?
I'm very excited. I think, well, first of all, in Nashville, like you said, I had an opportunity to kind of settle into things my first few years and learn about the game and the speed of the game and how it's played and kind of watch how it's played from an outside point of view of a 1-2 defenseman. And I'm excited to come here, and I think I've learned a lot, and I've learned enough that, and I'm going to continue to learn as I go along the way here. But I think I'm ready to start making that jump and that leap into becoming a guy that can be counted upon and is put in certain situations when the time's called. So very ecstatic to be in the situation I'm in.
Hi, Seth, in the back here. Jared Smalley from NBC. How you doing?
Okay, hey, sorry, right in the middle.
Just want to get a little of your personal background. Is your dad in Indy?
He is.
Right now,
He's
coaching?
assistant coach for the Pacers right now.
So I presume that'll be a little bit more convenient. You can come see
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
It's. I think he said maybe a 3-hour drive, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
A little over, a little under, but he'll see a lot more games, I think, here in the near future.
Just wanted to ask you about how you got started playing. How much of your upbringing was focused on basketball versus when you first started in hockey, and maybe when you identified hockey as your passion, the sport you were going to follow?
Well, I have 2 other brothers, an older and a younger brother, and none of us really played basketball. We all pursued hockey, and from a very young age. And I was 5 years old. My older brother was 9 or 10, and my younger brother was 3. So we all pursued hockey at pretty much the same time. And we never really played organized basketball. My other brothers played a little bit in middle school, but I love watching basketball personally. I'll turn a game on whenever I can and watch some, but I never pursued it really. I always kind of knew that I wanted to play hockey, and I didn't really play any other sports. Played lacrosse when I was about 11 or 12 for a year, but that's really it. From a young age, I knew I wanted to try to play in the NHL and try to make a career out of this.
Was that in Denver?
Yeah, I was in Denver for 8 years, like 3 to 11, and then I moved to Dallas when I was 11 and continued to play youth hockey there.
Seth, you and Brian Johansson are friends. Yes, you played disc
Yeah.
golf outing this summer. Any
I did.
communication between the two of you as you were traded for one another?
There was a little bit of communication, yeah. Actually, I flew in last night, and he was waiting at the airport to take the plane right back. So I saw him. I talked to him for about 20 minutes last night, and it is what it is, really. And we threw some laughs and jokes and kind of talked about the organizations and what to expect. But I wasn't there for too long. I was texting him back and forth a little bit though after we heard.
I guess follow up on that. Did he offer you to stay at his place or anything like that?
Actually, I offered for him to stay at my place in Nashville. I believe he has someone staying in his place still here, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. We didn't get into that too much.
Just getting used to the new surroundings. When they said you were going out for power play practice this morning, going to the practice rink, did you have any idea what they were talking about or where to go? Going from
Well, I actually had no idea that you guys had a practice rink connected here. I haven't practiced with Nashville here since I've been in the league, but it's a great facility right there. It's very easy, but I just followed some guys over. I mean, it wasn't too difficult to find my way over there.
Thanks, everyone.
Perfect. Thanks.